Hi everyone! Welcome to English Today Journey. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy learning English in a simple and practical way. Or using a kinder inner voice when you make a mistake.
Small shifts like that add up quickly.
Before long, you'll notice learning becomes easier, less stressful, and more joyful.
And mindset plays a huge role here.
Absolutely. We humans can be really hard on ourselves when we don't learn something quickly.
We think, I should already know this, or maybe I'm just not good enough.
But research shows the opposite works better.
People who treat themselves with kindness, who accept struggle as normal, actually learn more effectively over time.
Because they're not stuck in frustration and self-doubt.
Instead, they stay curious, open, and engaged.
So when we talk about learning how to learn, it's not just about facts or methods.
It's about mindset, emotion, habits, and self-compassion.
Exactly. And if you practice this, you'll see your learning and your life transform. So far, we've talked about learning techniques, mindset, and self-compassion. But here's something important.
Which is?
We're not just talking about memorization tricks or study hacks.
Right. Those can help sometimes, but they aren't the main point.
The real focus is building a smarter relationship with your own mind.
A relationship that helps you grow, adapt, and keep moving forward.
Even when things feel uncertain or difficult.
That makes sense. So it's about being intentional with how we learn.
Exactly. And here's a question to reflect on. If your current learning habits stayed the same for the next 5 years,
where would they take you?
Would they move you closer to your goals, expand your potential, or would they quietly hold you back without you even noticing?
That's the real power of the meta skill, the ability to take charge of your own learning.
So instead of reacting to learning, you actively guide it.
Yes, once you understand that, you're no longer just a student of English, business, or coding.
You become a student of learning itself.
And that, I believe, is where real growth begins.
That's so true. And it leads us to mindset, the difference between fixed mindset and growth mindset.
Right. When we focus only on techniques, study hours, or apps, we sometimes miss the deeper part of learning.
Which is our mindset, our beliefs about ourselves and what's possible.
Exactly. Psychologist Carol Dweck calls this the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Explain that simply, please.
A fixed mindset is believing your intelligence or talents are set in stone. You're born a certain way and that's it.
So you might say, I'm not a math person, or languages aren't for me.
Or I just don't have a good memory for this.
And the growth mindset?
That's believing your abilities can improve with effort, feedback, and practice.
Step by step, with patience and consistency, you can get better. It may sound simple, but this mindset quietly shapes whether we succeed or give up.
So mindset isn't just theory, it's practical. It determines how we approach every challenge.
Exactly. And that's why learning how to learn is about more than just content. It's about building a mindset that supports growth. Here's something I want you to really think about. Your mindset shapes the entire environment where learning happens.
The emotional environment?
Yes, it can either support your progress or quietly hold you back.
That makes sense. I've definitely felt that way when starting something new.
Exactly. Maybe you began learning a language, a musical instrument, or a new job role.
And thoughts like, I'll never get this, or I'm too old to learn, start creeping in.
Or, I just don't have the talent for this.
Those thoughts feel real in the moment, but most of the time,
they're just stories we've collected from childhood, school, family, or society.
Stories that say learning is only for the naturally gifted.
And that's exactly what a growth mindset challenges.
How so?
It reminds you that learning isn't a test to prove your worth.
It's a process, a journey of effort, reflection, and transformation.
Yes. When you believe you can improve, you start taking small, consistent actions.
You stop avoiding mistakes.
And instead, you learn from them.
You experiment more and fear less.
And that's what separates learners who grow from those who give up too soon.
It's not about intelligence or age.
No, it's